Obinwannem Global Radio, promoting the culture and traditions of Igbo Nation. Obinwannem Global Radio, the unity of culture of Igbo Nation. Obinwannem Igbo Global Cultural Movement Foundation. Our mission: to restore the honor and dignity of Igbo Nation and its citizens. To restore the pride of Ndi Igbo through the re-establishment of our self-esteem in the true spirit of love and support for one another. To ensure that our past trials and tribulations are turned into a glorious future. To rebuild the strength of Ndi Igbo through her bond of unity. To ensure that Igbo Nation reinvent herself and get back on track in order to regain her pride of place in the world. To reinvigorate the ingenuity of Ndi Igbo through self-rediscovery and self-actualizations. To see that no Igbo child or citizen is left behind in the grand scheme of things. For inquiries, call Director Chinecherem Ugwu Okechukwu, Ukraine on +380 975 221413.
With over 87 million people living in extreme poverty in Nigeria, corruption and poor governance only worsen the situation. That's why Caregivers International Corporation, an American-based organization, is committed to making a difference. We prioritize helping the poor and vulnerable in the 5 Igbo states: Abia, Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo, providing aid to those in need, empowering youth through development programs, and promoting accountability in governance. We believe that those in power must be held responsible for their actions. That's why we'll take any governor to the highest court of law if they abuse their power or engage in corrupt practices even after they've left office. Join us in our mission to create positive change. Follow us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and Telegram at Caregivers International Corporation. Together, we can build a brighter future for the vulnerable populations. Signed, Chief Daniel Chika, Chairman, CEO, Caregivers International Corporation.
Obinwannem Igbo Global Cultural Movement Foundation.
Obinwannem Igbo Global Cultural Movement Foundation.
Ebumnobi anyị
iweghachite ugwu na nsọpụrụ ahụ eji mara ndị Igbo n'ala Igbo.
Ime ka ihe ndị ahụ eji mara ndị Igbo chapụta dịka ugo site n'inwe mmụọ nkwado na ịhụkọrịta onwe anyị n'anya.
Ịhụ na ahụhụ na mkpagbu dum anyị gabigara na mgbe gara aga bụzi nke echefuru echefu maka otito na ọdịmma nke ọdịnihu ndị Igbo.
Ịkwalite ọdịmma ndị Igbo site n'igosi ịdịkọ n'otu na agamnihu.
Ịhụ na ndị Igbo jikọtara onwe ha dịka ukwu asịsa, were ofu obi na-arụkọ ọrụ iji hụ na njirimara na omenala ndị Igbo na-achawapụta ka ihe na mba ụwa.
Ịkpọlitekwa mmụọ ndị Igbo ka obi sie ha ike ma na-anụ ha ọkụ n'inwetazu ebumnobi ha dị mma maka ọdịmma ndị Igbo n'ala Igbo.
N'ikpeazụ, ịhụ na onweghị nwa afọ Igbo ọbụla gaala azụ na mbọ ahụ a na-agba maka agamnihu, ọdịmma na nkwụdosi ike ndị Igbo.
Obinwannem Global Radio, promoting the culture and traditions of Igbo Nation. Obinwannem Global Radio, the unity of culture of Igbo Nation.
Ụmụ Igbo, ọ bụrụ na ị na-ege anyị ntị n'onu ma na-ekiri ozi ọma nke anyị na-ewetara unu na ozi ndụmọdụ na ịgbazi ọnụ nke anyị na-ewetara unu, biko ka ị na-esonyere anyị na YouTube, na-esonyekwara anyị na Instagram maọbụ na Twitter maọbụ na Facebook na na webụsaịtị nke ndị Obinwannem ka anyị wee na-ezinye abụ ozi ka o si wee kwesị dị na-adị, maka na oge erugo mgbe anyị ga-ebupụta ihe nke njirimara Igbo na asụsụ Igbo na omenala Igbo na ihe gbasara ndị Igbo niile n'ụwa niile, ọkacha ihe anyị na-achọ bụ Biafra. Ị ga na-afụkwanye abụ ozi ka ọ ga na-abịa. Ị na-esonyere anyị, ị ga na-ama mgbe anyị tụpụtara gị ozi nke dị mkpa iyi amara, ma wee marakwa ị ga-eme ngwa ngwa ka emeghara ọdachi.
anyị Igbo Igbo ndị ọma na-ege m ntị, ekene m onye ukwu kenekwenye nta wee na-asị nke onye chiri ya zere ya mara anyị niile mma n'ụbọchị tata. Ndị Igbo ndị ọma na-ege m ntị, ekene m onye ukwu ekene m onye nta, ana m asị nke onye chiri ya zere ya mara anyị niile mma n'ụbọchị tata bụ ụbọchị nkwọ ikuku, ma bụrụkwa ụbọchị anyị ga-enye Chukwu Okike abịa ma ekene n'ihi ife ọma ha na-emere anyị na ndụ, maka na ewezuga Chukwu Okike abịa ma anyị niile kara ikpo onye ka anyị ji ekele Chukwu Okike abịa ma mgbe ọbụla anyị batara n'ife ọbụla nke anyị na-eme, dịka ndị nne na nna anyị si wee kụziere anyị ya, ka anyị si eso wee na-eme ya bụ ife ka ọ na-adị ka o kwesịrị isi na-adị, maka onye chefuo nke ya ịma na ndị agbata obi ga-eji egwu egwu. So na anyị na-akpọkwu Chukwu Okike abịa ma n'ụbọchị taa na program anyị ga-eme n'ụbọchị tata bụ program gbasara nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Mr. Emeka, bụ onye nke Zenith Bank ji na-akpụgharị maka agbammbọ nke ọ gbara wee tinye ego na bankị ahụ, wee na-akọrọ ya akụkọ since 2014. Ya bụ ego abụrụ obere ego ka a na-ekwu ihe a. Ego a na-ekwu okwu adị involved bụ $64 million, and that $64 million ọ bụrụ na ebute n'ala Igbo, ọ ga-abakwara ndị Igbo niile uru, bakwara ndị bụ ndị ọ na-atụ n'ọnụ uru. Ya bụ gịnị na gọọmenti etinye aka iji wee mee ka ya bụ ego bụrụ ihe na-ana iyi. Nwanne anyị nwoke ahụ bụ Emeka na-agba mbọ ka ọ mara ife a ga-eme ka ụwa n'onu, ka Igbo niile n'onu, ka Naijiria niile n'onu ya, ka a mara ihe a ga-eme ka enye ya ego ọ gbara mbọ ya wee nweta. Ya bụ ego na-ekwu okwu ya ka obi nwanne na-ajụ ya kedu ka ya bụ ego si wee bịa. Ọ na-akọwa na ya bụ ego na ọ bịara n'ụzọ dị mma. Unu mana obi nwanne anaghị akwado ihe ọjọọ, na ya platfọm anyị abụrụ platfọm eji epromotu ihe ọjọọ dịka scammers ma ọ bụ ihe ndị ọzọ niile, maka na ihe anyị na-epromotu bụ culture and tradition. Onye ọbụla mara na Igbo bụ ihe eziokwu ka a ji mara, maka eziokwu bụ ndụ. So na onye bụ ife anyị sị ka anyị bịa nyere nwanne anyị nwoke aka ka ụwa n'onu ya, ka Igbo niile n'onu ya, ọ kacha ndị na-eti ego na Zenith Bank, ka unu ncha niile mara na arụrụ emekwa na Zenith Bank. O chetara m na o nwere oge gara aga anọkọtakwara kụchie ego Okocha, ya bụ nke na-agba bọọlụ. Ndị Naijiria mụtara ịkụchi akaụntụ ndị Igbo, na ndị ya na-achọkwa ka eme nwanne anyị nwoke ife a, bịa ka anyị ji wee sị mba ka anyị mara ife anyị ga-eme n'osotara n'ihe anyị ji eti mkpu ka anyị nwere onwe anyị na Naijiria, maka Naijiria na-emegide ndị Igbo ọfụma ọfụma, na ya bụ mmegide ka anyị kpụ n'oge na-aga n'iru, maka na anyị ga-amara ihe ga-eme mgbara kasọrọ ya ndị. So na ịga ọfọ n'ụbọchị taa na anyị ga-abụ onye ihe niile na ọfọ ka Chukwu kabịa ma were aka ya wee bute ụzọ na ihe ọbụla ka anyị ekwu n'ọnụ n'ụbọchị tata ka ọ bụrụ eziokwu nke ga-eme ụmụ Igbo marakwa ya bụ ụzọ ha kwesịrị na-aga, maka na asị na eziokwu bụ ndụ. Ka anyị gaa n'ọfọ. Chukwu Okike abịa ma nke kere eluigwe ka n'ụwa mara onwe ha ekerie. Chukwu anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ Chukwu omemgbe ọ nyere dibịa, Chukwu omemgbe ọ nyere pastọ, Chukwu omemgbe ọ nyere nne na nna, Chukwu omemgbe ọ nyere ife niile o kere eke n'ụwa, maka na onye nwa bụ onye bido na onye jedebe. Ọ sị ha na ga-eme ọ ga-eme. Onye ka anyị na-akpọkwe n'ụbọchị tata bụ ụbọchị nkwọ ikuku, wee na-asị Chukwu Okike abịa ma ya were nkwọ kwetara anyị ihe ọma, kwetara anyị ọganiru, kwetara anyị ịdị n'otu, kwetara anyị ịghọta ife anyị ji gbakọ ebe a na ife anyị ji wee na-agba mbọ ka anyị si na Naijiria, ebe ndị omekome juru, ebe ndị nna anaghị arụ mana ha na-eri, ka anyị si na ya pụọ nwere onwe anyị, maka na ala anyị bụ ala nsọ, ala na-edobe iwu nke Chukwu. Onye ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka nkwọkọtara ndị Igbo niile nọ na soshal midia, bụ ndị nke na-ekwu ihe na-abụrụ ihe ga-eme ka ala Igbo dị mma, maka na ala Igbo na-agba gharaghara. Ndị na-anwụzi n'ala Igbo ekwesịghị na-anwụ, mmadụ adị etozi eto wee nwụọ, ma ọ bụrụ ihe ndị Naijiria gọọmenti na-eme ụmụ Igbo. Ya ka na-asụ nkwọ ikuku kọkọtara anyị ịdị n'otu nke anyị ga-eji wee bịakọta ọnụ wee kwuo onye bụ okwu n'otu ọnụ, ka ụwa wee mara, ka anyị wee nwere onwe anyị, ma ndị nọ n'elu ma ndị nọ na ya bụ ndị nọ n'obodo oyibo ma ndị nọ n'ụlọ. Bịakọtanụ ka anyị mara ife a ga-eme ka edozie ebe anyị. Ya ka na-asị nna anyị Igbo nye aka na ife niile anyị ga-eme n'ụbọchị taa na ihe anyị ga-ekwu n'ụbọchị taa ka ọ bụrụ okwu ga-aba ndị Zenith Bank ntị, baa gọọmenti of Nigeria ntị, baa United Nations ntị, baa ECOWAS ntị, baa African Union ntị. Ya bụ ndị ahụ o wejegoro ya bụ ife, bakwa European Union nke m nọ n'ime, dịka m si wee ezitere n'ozi a site n'ala Hamburg, Germany. Ana m asị onye ọbụla wee mara na nna anyị Igbo adarara ụra nkwọ ikuku ya kwetara anyị ihe anyị ga-eji wee na-eri ma na-aga n'iru na-enweghị nsogbu ọbụla, maka na onye kpọrọ afọ ya ihe niile bụ nke o tụkwasịrị okwu n'ime ga-aga nke ọma. Ana m asị ka nkwọ ikuku kwetara anyị ịdị n'otu na nghọta nke ụmụ Igbo ga-eji wee mara ife ha ga-eji wee mee ngwa ngwa ka anyị naba si n'aka Naijiria pụọ, ma ọ bụ Naijiria nke a na-ekwu okwu ya na-emegide ndị ikwu na-emegide ndị nta, maka na ihe niile a bụ ife anyị na-etiri mkpu ya, ọ na-emeta onye ukwu, ọ na-emeta onye nta. Ana m asị na ọfọ niile a gọrọ n'ụbọchị taa bụ ezigbo ọfọ, ga-abụ ọfọ ga-enyere anyị aka ma mee ka anyị mata nke bụ eziokwu, maka na eziokwu bụ ndụ. Ka ọfọ soro ibi ya ree, n'aha Chukwu Okike abịa makere eluigwe ka n'ụwa mụrụ onwe ya ekere ka m kwere ise ise ise. Ndewokwa na ụmụnne m na ụmụnna m, ekenekwa m unu. Dịka na ya bịakwara n'ụbọchị tata ka anyị gbasa ozi gbasara ya bụ nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Emeka na ndị Zenith Bank. So dịka protocol si wee dị observe, anyị ga-aga n'iru wee nabata onye ọbụla ka onye ọbụla ma onwe introduction unu mara ndị nọ na studio ka anyị wee gaba n'iru. Dịka anyị na-agakwa n'iru, ọ bụ na o nwekwara onye chọrọ ịbata na ya bụ program, m etinyekwa link na comment section. So link ahụ ị nwere ike iji bata jụọ nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Emeka ajụjụ, maka na onye ma bụ isi afọ wekwa okpu, onwe ihe ọ ga-asa gị ọsa gị ya. Anyị ga-anọ 1 hour ebe a wee pas anya meseji, bikos anyị ga na-abịa kwa mgbe wee na-eme ya ka o kwesịrị isi na-adị. So ka anyị na-aga n'iru, ndị nọ na studio already ka anyị ga-akpọpụta ka ha kọwaa onye ha bụ na ife ha bịara ebe ime. Anyị ga-ebido n'aka nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Chinecherem Ezeibekwe. Anyị na-ekene gị wee na-asị gị nnọọ Obinwannem ndị Igbo, na-ekene ụmụ Igbo niile na-egekwa gị ntị n'ọnụ. Kọwaa onwe gị ma kwuo ihe bịakwara ebe ime. Ndewo.
You see, can you hear him?
No.
Obinwannem.
Okay, Chinecherem, gabazie n'iru. Anyị anụbaghị ihe na-ekwu na gaba n'iru. The thing na-eme eko. Chinecherem, ị na-anụ ife anyị na-ekwu? Ị na-anụ ife m na-ekwu? Okay. Okwute, ọ bụrụ na ife na-ekwu gaba n'iru, adịmanụ ka m mara na my own ka o si ya. Ị na-anụ ife na-ekwu, ị gaba n'iru kọwara ụmụ Igbo onye bụ Emmanuel. Omutia phone.
Igbo makanụ, Igbo kwezuonu.
Ise.
Udo Chineke dịrị unu niile. Efa m bụ Ikechukwu Okeke, eji okwute 12 wee mara m 12 stones, the 12 covenant stones. Ọ bụ a heritage name. So ya anyị na-ekwu maka ya na ọnọdụ anyị ebe a, anyị na-eme ka mba ụwa niile mara na under Obinwannem ndị Igbo worldwide and also New Rangers Foundation, ihe anyị bịara dịka gịnị obi ndị Igbo niile, ha bịara dịka ebe a dịka altar. Ọ bụ ebe a bụ the altar of restoration, maka ihe a bụ that appointed time. So ọ bụ ebe anyị ji ekene onye na onye ọbụla na-anọnyere anyị ebe a, na-arịọkwunu ka agbasa ozi anyị dịka slogan anyị na this foundation na-ekwu ọ sịrị one for all and all for one. And dịka o si bara mmasị Chineke otu anyị ji ọ bụ ebe okwute zuru ụwa niile ọnụ wuye anyị opportunity through our foundation and connected with mba ụwa niile. So ihe ọbụla metụrụ anyị otu ahụ anyị si ekwe na slogan metụrụ ohu onye metụrụ anyị niile. Injustice against one is injustice against all. So okwu anyị na-ekwu ebe a abụghị business as usual. Ihe anyị bịara bụ gịnị? Ihe ahụ ebidoro na gboo ka anyị wechiri azụ ọhụ ka anyị na-asịrị ha na ndewonu ka anyị gaa n'iru.
Ndewo nna m Okwute ndị Igbo ekene m dịka amarụ m na Ezeibekwe ịnụbago onu anyị now. ị na-anụ ya but I don't know what happened to your phone. Inwe ike ịpụ batakwa ọzọ, it can help. So ka anyị gaa na nwanne anyị nwoke nya abụọ ya ji meka nọrọ ebe a bụ Emeka Okorie. Mr. Emeka Okorie, ngwa gaba n'iru kọwara ụmụ Igbo onye bụ, kọwakwara ndị Naijiria onye bụ and the reason iji nọrọ na Obinwannem Igbo TV na Obinwannem News. Ndewo
nwanne nwoke, ekene m ụnụ ndị na-anụ asụsụ ndị Igbo na ndị mba Naijiria na ndị mba ụwa niile. Mụ bụ Emeka Okorie, the Managing Director and the CEO of Owigs and Obigs Nigeria Limited. Ife akwa ka m betara ụnụ ụmụnne, akwa m betara na mmegbu Zenith Bank na 4 judges Supreme Court emegburu m. Ya mere ibe betara ụnụ akwa ka ụnụ were n'onu ma ndị mba ụwa, that's a global citizen, a human rights activist, and the anti-corruption organizations, and the national business community, and Nigerians in diaspora. Maka ihe metụtara onye ọbụla. That's an injustice to one, injustice to all. Daalụ. Thank you.
Ndewo nwanne m nwoke Emeka Okorie. Ndewo Ezeibekwe asị gị pụọ batakwa because the thing na-eko ọ gosi na something is not well somewhere in this platform. Ana m anụ okwu na-anụ call ọ na bounce back my voice.
Yes.
So only ka okay Emeka mutugodu nke ka mmadụgodo ebe ife asị bifo anyị na-aga n'iru. I don't like na-ekwu okwu na-anụkwu ụmụ. Okay, ifugo na ọdụgo okay. Okay, ọdụbekwa okay. Okay, adịbeghị okay. Ana m anụ my voice to wise. I don't know why. Anyway, let me refresh this thing. Audience.
Maybe let somebody on mute now. Perhaps. Oh, I can change.
Yeah, I'm again. The thing on a bounce to
let somebody unmute. Let somebody mute.
On my own. So Osina somewhere, I don't know. Osi somewhere. O nwere nke iji watch m ebe ahụ Mr. Emeka, o nwere nke iji watch ebe a like another phone in a play there. Oh, if o nwere another phone iji there, so gbanyụọ final. Anybody ji phone maybe o mee phone imepere gbanyụọ final. Ana m anụ my voice. Gbanyụọ final emechaa iwere kribe. Hello? If or not to go my hand. Oh, that one na ama m no nwe so nwe. O ka na-emekwa anyway. Igbo bụ Igbo ekenekwa m n'ọzọ. Ọ dịgo ka ọ ga-adị. Mmadụ m ebe nke asị abịa ka anyị na-aga n'iru. So, Chinecherem ịnụba gị ife na-ekwu na ka anyị wee mee ka ife niile dị ka o kwesị isi wee dị. Ịnụbago?
Ya na mmanụ ị na-ekwu.
Ngwa gaba n'iru kọwa onwe gị. Anyị nweburu network problem.
Ekene m unu Igbo. Afọ m bụ Chinecherem Ezeibekwe. Ọmụ wepụta Christel Obi Foundation. Asị m na m ga-eso mezi ya n'Igbo. Anyị bịa n'ụbọchị taa maka nwanne anyị nwoke ndị Zenith Bank ji ego ya. Anyị si ụmụ Igbo nọ na mba niile ka ha tinyere anyị ọnụ n'ihe ya ka anyị wee mara ihe ka anyị ga-esi wee mee okwu a. Daalụ.
Ndewo Ezeibekwe. Daalụ. Right now, at least we have to enter our program today. So, Stone, Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel Ikenna, you have to take the microphone to moderate it. And if you have any question to ask Mr. Emeka Okechukwu, then you can go ahead and ask him. If you have anything to say, you say before we are now going to go to Mr. Emeka Okechukwu. Ndewo, Mr. Emmanuel Ikenna. Ndewo. Okwute, mute yourself, Okwute.
Ndewo ndị be anyị. So, I like na anyị kwuru na aga na-eko join with Igbo and English. Ka mba ụwa ndị ọzọ na-join anyị understand, because this is a it's an international issue. So, first of all, amachigodo ndị Igbo makanụ ihe a ji bụrụ Obinwannem zaa ya n'efa bụrụkwuo New Rangers bụ national mgbe o ji teta ụra bụ ụtụtụ ihe ọ bụ na ewere Obinwannem kịta bụ a new range. Ọ ga-abụ ihe ọbụla metụtara nwanne gị o metụta gị. So ana m akpọku ndị Igbo niile na-ege anyị ntị ka ha mara na this our foundation ga-eweta strong trust and bond na Igbo, with a standard trust. Ọ bụ ebe ihe our foundation bụ I connected, I registered na the international community, and they were standard trust na the international community. Ọ bụ ebe ọ ji function here. I na-akpọ ha civilized world, but all trust be able that civilization. So ndị Igbo asị na Igbo bụ mkpọrọgwụ Afrịka niile site na Nigeria ya gọziri mba niile. So ka anyị wee solidarity with one anyị nwoke wee gonna mee engage ndị niile dị involved na this issue ka anyị make sure na ha bịara na this table. Anyị abịaghị pull anybody down. Anyị abịaghị pull Zenith Bank down. Na ihe anyị na-achọ bụ onye nọ n'elu evufune azọbụ na onye nọ na evufune obewe onye nọ n'elu ji wee ligoro. Na-achịkwa nwanne anyị nwoke a na as far as anyị na ebe a before anyị asụọ ihe ndị ọzọ gaa na ebe a bụ platform eziokwu, ebe a dịka altar, ọkacha mgbe ọbụla nso afụta na-etinye okwu ọbụla gbasara Igbo ọnụ because ọtụ n'ime anyị ọ gbara mbọ ụwa ghaghị na ya ma ndị anyị and anyị amaghị ihe edere n'akwụkwọ nsọ mara ihe na-eme kịta ma ọ na-agụ handwriting ndị ọdịbọ mana ka o si dọkịta ebube Chineke ezobitego dịka o kwuru na Numbers 14. So nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Emeka Okorie biko mekie sure na ya adịghị eje ọgụ ikpe ọmụma because ihe anyị ji bụ ọkwọ ndugbu aha ndị mbụ na ndị degradation people ọfọ ahụ eji mee the original natural covenant emere na gị na aka na anụ eke na orie na ahụ na nkwọ ya bụ ọkụ na mmiri na anụ na ike. All these 4 elements of life dị ihe anyị ji eje ọgụ. Ọ sị na onye gọzie anyị ihe na-anọ agọzie evusa anyị ihe na-anọ evuse ọhụ ahụ ka anyị ji bịa. So mana anyị dịbụ ka Moses na ụmụ Chineke ji mkpọ n'aka osimiri resi echechi ha n'ihu tutu na ya amaghazi ndị anyị bụ ma ọ bụ na ọ maghị ihe eji n'aka anyị ka na-akpọ Chineke mana dịka o si dị tata anyị na-enye Chineke ekele n'oge ka ebube eze detere kịta ka o buoro anyị agha anyị emekeshọn na emere ngeji ndị niile nwanne anyị nwaanyị anyị tiri foto ya ọ bụ ka anyị kọjọọ ya ọ destroy ọha karịa emere m I was made to understand na ọ bụ GMD and CEO mana onye nwe bank bụ one Mr. Ovie mụ na onwe nwekwuru akaụntụ with Zenith Bank. So ihe anyị ji tii pikcha ebe a bụ gịnị oge ogbujiri n'ọrụ onye abụghị ụwa ọ bụ ebe the management of Zenith Bank we engage everybody we call them to this altar onye ọbụla abịa oyi nwa mmụọ emegbune nwa mmadụ na nwa mmadụ emegbune nwa mmadụ. So having said that my people and all the viewers generally we are a foundation of trust. We are Pan-African. We are a registered organization here in the international community in Deutschland, member Hamburg Sportbund, Hamburg Football Verband, and DFB. We are called New Rangers. Then in bond with Obinwannem Igbo Worldwide Media Foundation. This is because we want to bring Igbo together to remember for us who we are. And we want to fight our battle and face whatever is facing us together. So this foundation stands for uprightness. Anytime we come here, whatever that is because our major specialization in this foundation is conflict resolution. So we are here to resolve this conflict. We are here to call out Zenith Bank. So we are saying from now on, this program will go on up to the number 12. Part 12, calling out these people because they are always hardened. Like Pharaoh, their hearts are hardened until the international community engaged them before they start running helter-skelter. They keep destroying us and frustrating us. But now, this particular case of Owigs and Obigs and Zenith Bank is an international case that concerns everybody. But the mistake we make is that we are like house divided on its own. When it doesn't concern you directly, you think everybody is disturbing you. But injustice against one is injustice against all. So this particular issue is very, very educative. Everybody has to learn from it. This particular issue, the way I understand it, is one of the power points that destroyed the opportunity of our generation and our corporate firms from exploiting the upstream of the oil and gas industry, because it's a foundation of trust, where they tell you about the 50 trusted banks that can issue banking instruments. And then on that trust through these banks, comes smaller banks from third world so-called countries, because of issue of trust. So it came to a point that whenever people sign contracts, oil deals, I was involved, because here, by his special grace, we are members through the Sportbond, Fußballverband, and DFV. We are members of the industry Kammer. So connected to all the major economy of this is how they bond it, but it's through trust. So this is betraying us, this is betraying our generation. Because this case of forgery, it also went a long way in exposing considering the similarity of the case of Mazin and the failed judiciary and the failed state of Nigeria. And why we are talking about Biafra is not separatist. Biafra is about letting us get it right, letting us build the trust, just like the type we enjoy in the diaspora world, like Germany, where we are living. So this type of breach of contract, as the case between Owigs, Obigs and Zenith Bank, is the same type that was used in blacklisting Nigerian companies who try to exploit the upstream oil and gas industry. Because each time you strike a deal with the refineries or the buying companies here, when they get to their bank, they tell you that as far as Nigeria is concerned, they are not going to issue LC, because they know along the line they use it for dubious other selfish private businesses. And at the end, they breach the contract and return the LC unhonored. So because of that, we were all blacklisted, and it's affecting every effort we make in businesses in this part of the world to connect with Africa. So my people, I want us to make a very positive contribution, render voices, share this broadcast to make sure to engage the farthest authority. We are here. If we call on them from now till the 12th program of this awareness of this case, and the authorities and the legal team of Zenith Bank is not contacting us to make a peaceful resolution and agreement of this, we will make sure we use our contacts to connect to all the economic world to inform them about this case of Owigs and Zenith Bank, unless it's proven to be any other way round. Thank you.
And there were Mr. Stone. Thank you so much for your presentation. Right away, we have to go to our brother, Mr. Emeka Okorie. Yeah, the main man that did the business with his net bank, so that he can explain why we are here and why he is here in Obinwannem Igbo News, Obinwannem Igbo TV, and Obinwannem News, so that the whole world we hear what is going on in Nigeria, Zenith Bank, with between our brother, Mr. Emeka Okechukwu. Mr. Emeka Okechukwu, go ahead and tell the whole world and the Igbo people and Nigerians in general who you are and why you are here in Obinwannem Igbo News. Go ahead.
Tell us, particularly because we are not going to go too far, tell us how far you have gone. How can we engage the management? And it is very, very appalling that an Igbo woman, in the person of Princess Adora Umoji, here in picture of this program, is the GMD, like I learned, of Zenith Bank. She shouldn't allow, this is a little buff that spoils the scent. Gradually, this negative picture of Zenith Bank is going to affect their system. And this is what they are well about, because of the corrupt system of Nigeria and the hardenedness of their heart until a foreign force comes to, force them. And that foreign force is to make sure we report them to all the foreign countries who engage, because the evidence and documentation of breaching of this contract is there. Then everybody and the Zenith Bank, they know what is going to cost them. But now we are reaching out and calling out for them. It's difficult. So tell us how far you have gone. Did you engage that? Because if she is there at the top of the management of Zenith Bank, why will she not take control of this matter right now? A stitch in time that saves 9. And who again amongst the legal team can we engage to reach before we go on to use every possible means to make sure we create awareness and bring them to give account of the breaching of this contract? Thank you.
Thank you very much. In a nutshell, what brought us here is still the same injustice that is consuming us in this land of Nigeria. We are victims. And I want us to understand one thing. Oppressors always remain oppressors. They don't move left or right from that point they are until an impressed force acts on them. Because they derive pleasure and satisfaction when they oppress people. So this is a clear case of oppression and intimidation. Because we refuse an illicit demand by Zenith Bank, which is not traceable to the banking rules and regulations. It's not traceable to the agreement we had before the contract starts. It is not in accordance with the banking and global rules of transaction. This was the background issue that led to this action.
Okay.
The Court of Appeal described this action by Zenith Bank as a dent in the image of Nigeria. I'm not speaking my words now. I'm speaking what they compiled through record of court said. Court of Appeal by 3 panel of judges described this action, that how could a bank receive the payment fee for LC confirmation and turn around and begin to request for an illicit fund that's not part of the agreement, it's not under Nigerian law, it's not connected to the customs and the practice of international trade transaction. And because we refuse the illegality, we say no to this illicit demand, now formed a reason why a bank will now destroy and collapse his $4 million contract, which will have given job opportunity to over 1,000 Nigerians. The Court of Appeal shed tears and said, look, this is a natural embarrassment. In page 43 of the judgment, it is a natural embarrassment and a death in the image of the whole nation. And they condemned Zenith Bank without reservation. So it's that same case, that same hardness of the heart that brought us here today. We have done everything possible for Zenith Bank to do the needful, because we are not accusing the bank for anything. It's not accusation. These are facts backed by documentary evidence, certified by the court. It's not that Emeka is talking, or somebody is talking. No. What we are saying here now, the information I'm giving to you is what is written, because you can't change it. It's already in writing, in black and white. We have gone past the stage of, come and give a complaint. Let's hear from this other side. No, we'll pass that stage. We'll go to a stage where the court took everything on record. Testimonies, evidence. So it's on that record I am relying upon. Zenith Bank agreed to be the confirming bank of this contract. Zenith Bank received the LC for confirmation. Zenith Bank accepted it for confirmation, received the payment for confirmation, without any reason, without any notice, without any justification. Zenith Bank failed to confirm the letter of credit in fundamental breach of this contract. Owigs and Obigs is a corporate body created by the laws of the federal government of Nigeria to carry out legitimate businesses and generate profit and pay its tax. What am I saying? This simply means productivity and profitability is a live stream of Owigs and Obigs as a corporate body, according to the laws of the federal government of Nigeria that created it. If you remove these two things, that company is dead. We live by carrying out, as a corporate body, legitimate business transaction to generate profit, not to generate loss. This life is what Zenith Bank similarly colluded with judges to snip off from us, to take away this life of Owigs and Obigs as corporate body against the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The question that the bank refused to answer, and the four judges, which they don't want the world to hear, is one. Why did you enter into that contract as a confirming bank when you know you're not going to confirm? Two, when you received the LC, why did you accept it and endorse it for confirmation when you know you're not going to confirm? And why do you receive payment for the confirmation when you know you're not going to do the job? Then, furthermore, even when you receive the fund and the LC is with you and you didn't want to continue, the contract terms gives you the right to say, please, I am not interested again, I can't continue. They call it according to the contract terms, it's called notice of breach. He said, look, if you will allow me to continue this contract, I'm going to breach it too. Please, I cannot continue. It is allowed so that the contract terms that makes Zenith Bank, the confirming bank, will be changed and amended. And the new bank now will now be brought in as a new confirming party to take over the place. So why didn't you adopt any of these methods to prevent that breach? Zenith Bank has refused to answer this question. Throughout the record, there are 2 volumes of compiled record of Supreme Court. Volume 1 is over 600 pages. Another one, over 800 and something pages. From the beginning to the end, there was no answer to these questions. The bank was mute. Why did you disconnect and disable his transaction? Yes.
Now I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
The 4 judges in question,
yes,
are they still in Supreme Court?
Yes, they are still in Supreme Court.
Do you have their
There are
names?
5 of them. There are 5 in the panel. The panel split into 2. The 4 found the majority. The other judge said no, he cannot stand for evil. The dissenting judge took the courage and stood tall, indicting the other judges with a language that's not common in legal or judicial terms. The judge did not say that the other judges erred. No. It's not issue of erring. He did not say that they misconceived. They didn't say that. He did not say they did not understand. No. The judge came straight to the point and accused his fellow judges in the same panel that they are sweeping justice under the carpet and is not allowed. In page 39 of the judgment, he wrote a different judgment, indicted other judges that Zenith Bank, by its own admission, breached this contract and removed money from the appellant's account without any authorization. Who gave Zenith Bank the audacity? The judge went further in his own judgment to accuse the other judges that, look, this case is in record. You can't go outside the record. It is under documentary evidence that Zenith Bank breached this contract maliciously without any reason. Zenith Bank admitted it breached without any reason. The uniform customs and practice that regulates the transaction showed clearly in the record of Supreme Court that Zenith Bank breached it without any reason. The findings of the courts of the judges in the Court of Appeal clearly show that Zenith Bank breached this contract maliciously, making them those oppressed, no reason given ever. Till today, Zenith Bank has not told the world why it breached this contract, why it removed money from my account. So that was the judgment of the dissenting judge. And this is where the other 4 had a problem. Because the judgment they manufactured outside the Supreme Court's record is completely fraud and fraudulent. And that judgment is not known by Supreme Court by its record. Why? Because that judgment is not traceable to the record of Supreme Court. The rulings by the fraudulent ruling, fictitious rulings by these 4 judges is not traceable. It's not traceable to the record of the Supreme Court handed over to them to adjudicate on this matter. So the question is this: where did they bring the fabrications and the manufactured judgments? Because they wrote another contract. In that contract they wrote, Zenith Bank was not the party. They substituted parties, created the parties that do not exist anywhere on earth. They wrote the agreement I had with Zenith Bank. That agreement they rewrote, they now changed Zenith Bank, transformed Zenith Bank from being a Nigerian bank to a Chinese bank. And Zenith Bank never said anywhere on the record compiled by Supreme Court that he is the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. There was no thing like that. Zenith Bank never made such statement. Zenith Bank rather told the court under oath, that look, I am Zenith, this is Zenith Bank, a Nigerian PLC. That this is Zenith Bank PLC. Zenith Bank told the court orally and in writing that is a party and is a confirming party of the contract. Documentary evidence showed that Zenith Bank is the confirming party of that contract to confirm the LLC. The UCP rules that govern that contract show that Zenith Bank is that. Findings by the judges show that Zenith Bank is the confirming bank and the party. The appellant, that's always an Obigs statement in writing. That is the appellant statement, statement of fact, and then the appellant's argument show that Zenith Bank is a party and the confirming bank. Now, these 4 judges colluded due to corruption and then formed like a rescue team for Zenith Bank, fabricated the judgment outside the court record and then said that Zenith Bank was not a party. So how is that possible? How is that against the admission by Zenith Bank itself under oath? Both orally, you know. So this is how obvious the injustice is. That's what made the other judge stood out and then indicted them. So Zenith Bank, because an oppressor always believes he will get away with his oppression. That's why they are using the judges to oppress me, intimidate me, humiliate me on fundamental rights given to me by, as a company, by the laws of Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's why we exist. So we're existing by the laws. The life as a corporate body is tied to the laws of the Republic of Nigeria. The company is not Emeka Okechukwu Nigeria Limited. It is Owigs and Obigs. It's not a personal name. It's a name created by the federal government of Nigeria to live as a corporate body, to survive by generating profit through legitimate business. That is the life Owigs and Obigs live as a corporate body. This is the life Zenith Bank and the judges colluded and terminated. But they have taken the source of life, which is a legitimate business, and then generation of profit. They terminated that and take it away from Owigs and Obigs to die without any legal backing or any moral justification. So I am crying to the world that these are oppressors. They have hardened their hearts. The world needs to move them for them to move. Otherwise, they will continue to do more evil. Because there's no reason, no basis why this matter will drag up to this time. At the court of, during cross-examination, Zenith Bank was asked, did you actually understand the terms of this contract before you signed? He said he understood it. And the court recorded it. It's not me that recorded it. The court asked again, are you aware that for any breach, you automatically activate the default liabilities, specifically outlined in the default clause? He said, yes, it understood it. The evidence is there. The documents are there. Before the contract started, were you forced? Zenith Bank said he's not forced. Were you compelled? He said you were not compelled. All this were in the record. Then, what is the issue? They believe in the power of corruption. I was not there. The deficit knows to know what transpired between Zenith Bank and the 4 judges who are working like the, should I say, the legal department of Zenith Bank. So I see this as a judicial coup by the 4 judges against the institution of Supreme Court, against the public, against the government of Nigeria, and the humanity in general. So this is all I have to say. There's nothing where many progress are making with Zenith Bank. They, at a point, Zenith Bank said, okay, we are open for resolution. How far? They say, okay, they're going to contact us. We didn't hear from Zenith Bank. When we try to make a move again, they say, okay, no, they don't want for the escalation. They want to resolve the matter, reconcile with, us. Today, you see the same story. And this was the same pattern Zenith Bank adopted that forced us.
And as you can see, we're having a network problem Everything about Nigeria is messed up. At least he is in Nigeria and he is explaining what is going on with him and Zenith Bank. Okay, Mr. Emeka Okorie, go ahead. We lost you
So
in a
I
short
think
while.
this, just let me give you summarize it, yes. So that is the same thing they did. At the end of the day, the mutual understanding we have with Zenith Bank to resolve this matter, Zenith Bank failed to honor its own mutual agreement. Some of my lawyers 2 times, we came with the lawyers in Zenith Bank to resolve. They requested us to. They asked for the meeting. They gave their own terms. We said, okay. At the end of it, the same people failed to honor the agreement. So how do you deal with people like that? How? So that is the issue.
Was there a particular branch of Zenith Bank?
Yes. We are domiciled with a particular branch in Abuja here, but we are related with the head office because it's an international transaction.
Yes.
So
and
every communication
was it through NXP account? NXP account is the central bank account through which both Zenith Bank and other affiliate banks and the customers, like companies, like I have account with Zenith Bank. I also have this NSP account, and I've at a certain time come to a point of I sealed a contract already to supply coal from Nigeria. That was to Poland. And at the point of releasing the LC, the company, the buying company, and the bank advised him that a new law was immediately within that period promulgated concerning coal. So they couldn't issue the LC any longer.
LC.
So and the problem we have, or the international businesses have always had in Nigeria, both in oil and gas industry, is that when they issue LC to Nigerian companies, either it becomes the same story as is now with you and Zenith Bank. They divert the LC and use it for other purposes. Secondly, I am citing or sensing a kind of that worse than corona pandemic that is eating up our society, which is religious and tribal idiotism. Maybe it must have played a role in frustrating that contract, because I see no reason why a reasonable you see, it's still very, very, we are also referencing it to the current judiciary issues in Nigeria, like typical that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the terrorism trial, how it came with the Justice Omotosho, and how the corrupt judgment came, how a whole court of law couldn't reference to own law, couldn't tell if somebody was about to convict to life imprisonment, the part of the law of the land is using to convict him. It's still there. The international community are looking at Nigeria. The ICC, the judiciary world, are still looking at Nigeria. And now you are telling us that these 5 judges, they are all still there at Nigerian Supreme Court, and was the current CJN involved in this matter? Because Nigeria has become a very, very big embarrassment to Africa and the international world. We don't know where we are heading if we continue in this manner. So all these points of reference are PowerPoints. We note why we still move with confidence to know that we are going to engage them, both the judges who corruptly forged documents like you are telling us now, to counter own appellate court judgment and breach international business contract to the tune of $64 million, which each and every one of us in the business world knows what it means to the economy or to the people and the country is coming to. And we are here telling this type of story. So we are going to engage them. We are going to call out everybody. And through the information you give us, what we stand for here is uprightness. And it's not by power, it's not by might, but by the Holy Spirit. Sure, we get there.
Thank you. And furthermore, everything I've said here is backed up by true certified documentary evidence by the Supreme Court record. Is based on a record compiled by Supreme Court. I am not adding, I am not subtracting. That is what gave us the audacity to challenge Supreme Court at this point in time. That's what gave us audacity to go back to Supreme Court and said, no. We wrote a distress letter to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, showing the Chief Justice how fraudulent what they refer as judgment is. Giving her what we call sufficient proof of the exposed fraud, how the four justices colluded, rewrite the agreement between parties, forged documents that many people are in prison today for forgery by their verdict. They forged document by their verdict, forged the contract by their verdict. These things are based on the record of Supreme Court because we don't have the power. We can't accuse judges. What we have is statement of facts. There's no accusation. These things were submitted to the Chief Justice of Nigeria and it was complicit. We say this particular one, which many considered in Nigeria as the worst judicial fraud since history began in commercial injustice. We say we can't take it. We went to the Judicial Council and they submitted a petition about the viral injustice by these four judges, which is not traceable to the record of Supreme Court. That's the way the problem is.
You get their names, we call them out. We continue calling them out in every
where did they come from?
platform. Get their names, we call them out to see the end of this case. Get us the list by next program. By next program, we should be able to mention the name fluently. You understand me? We are calling out and we are creating awareness. What we stand on, our slogan as Pan-African is one for all and all for one. So once we are calling that name, we are reaching out to the international business community and the awareness of this point until the case is cleared. So a stitch in time that saves nine is that those are our listeners who love Zenith Bank or who knows the management and those who Zenith Bank is favoring at the moment should engage them because they are hand in hand, just like the government of Nigeria, just as all the wicked cells that are destroying and elating the people until now, this time of divine intervention. This is the time of divine intervention, just like it's written in Numbers 14. So it is well. It's well.
So we now went to the board of benchers, who are like the regulatory department or authority of the Judicial Council. I will take the whole document, say this is what four judges did. In case number blah blah blah, everything was presented to them. They were complicit. We say, wow, we now tabled everything and then submitted to the president of the nation that the judges are now falsifying documents by their verdicts, rewriting agreement of parties, throwing away the compiled record, fabricating judgment outside the record and imposing on parties in favor of a Zenith Bank, perhaps the highest bidder or whatever, on which basis? You know how Nigerian things go. We didn't get a response from the president, the whole National Assembly, to the Senate, this is a new wave now of judicial fraud that if it's not corrected, it's going to haunt Nigeria to eternity. Please, we are like what do you call it? Whistleblowers. This is already has taken effect now, and the evidence is here before you. We'll present the whole evidence both to the National Assembly and then the Senate that something has to be done, or otherwise this is going to haunt Nigeria and our collective image as a people. Nothing happened. Then we have no result than to go to ECOWAS to complain to ECOWAS. This is what a member state is doing contrary to your charter against arbitrary judgment. United Nations. So that's where we are before we get to Obinwannem, to let the world hear our tears. How banks will collude with judges to take away food from somebody's mouth. The employment, the government is crying up and down. They said no, Nigerians will not enjoy any employment. They said on that employment, they kill it. This contract supposed to be $360 million for 4 years, the 4-year contract. But because the bank has no trading record with the community we are trading with, that contract was splitted into two. The first of it is $64 million. We already make an arrangement of absorbing like 1,000 workforce for the full contract before the bank said it will not happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Of course, why we are here is because of everybody already know about the corruption in Nigeria and about the concussion judges they have, like Mr. Emmanuel Ikenna, aka Stone himself, the CEO of New Rangers Foundation Hamburg, Germany. As he was saying here, the case of Nnamdi Kanu and others in Nigeria will prove you the way Nigeria have been corrupt rich. If bank can bribe government of Nigeria, bribe judges, bribe almost everybody, because why it is a bribe? Because how can something that's open, something that genuinely, something that belongs to someone, a group of people just gather and decide what they will do for somebody property? It's just appalling. And we are not surprised, because that is why Obinwannem News and Obinwannem TV is here. Because we have been shouting to everyone that if Nigeria happened to you, like it happened to someone called himself like Anthony Joshua, he said, I will not come down to Nigeria again. Every youth in Nigeria, I blame all of them. Why? Because they are the problem of the problem in Nigeria. Boko Haram is better than youth of Nigeria. I always remember what Buhari said. Lazy youth. See how all those people call himself very dark man, working with Nigeria government, and the intellectual people cannot understand the game. I worked with Nigeria government before I left out. I was a member of National Youth Council, also a member of CYON, Catholic Youth Organization. I understand everything about Nigeria government. Who is Buhari? Who is Tinubu? Tinubu know nothing. When I was in Nigeria, in Lagos State, driving Okada, I know how he use Agboro people, intimidating people, buying people anyhow. Nigeria right now, people need to wake up. This, you are talking about money, but others is talking about their lives. You are lucky. You are talking about money. If they are chasing you now or doing what they used to do others, you understand that even money, some people say take money. Nigeria is a dead country, and the youth of Nigeria keep dragging nonsense on social media. Look at Channel TV. Channel TV is a TV that buy by Boko Haram supporters. That's why they can never talk anything going to help citizens. Arise News just recent yesterday and created. Arise News now take over Boko Haram Channel TV reporters, because I am saying it in the whole world. That's why now they can call them Nigeria Gota Media. Everybody, every channel TV in Nigeria is saying about the justice on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then who is those cabal that is now can never respect the law? So what I have to tell you, my brother, it is something that we have to use it also to give international community. Okay, you have already went to international committee, you have already went to UN, you already went to African Union. All those organizations is rubbish. I am here in Germany seeing how German people are talking about those people. That is why Trump is doing what he's doing. Nobody can talk. Even I remember when Trump go to United Nations and tell them, what are you people doing here? He sorted them in front of everywhere. Because sometimes people is afraid to tell the government the truth for their face. Those people that they are using are youth. Is it Tinubu that is urine in his trouser, in his cloth? Is it that kind of person can come and talk to us? When we was agitating for IPOB worldwide, I remember when Buhari come to Japan, we chase him like a rat. When he come to South Africa, we chase him like a rat. Why? Because we already civilized. It is people in Nigeria now they are using. I remember when Nnamdi Kanu say, if you have money in bank, take it away, because they are going to use it. Tinubu is getting a lot of percentage in every bank in Nigeria. And those things is why we need to come together. We Igbo people, there is no race in this world can win Igbo if Igbo Union everywhere in the world come together. But do you know why? Let me surprise you, like you always say. Half of our people, even ihe akịta na mmegi now, ọtụtụ ndị buy self ga-asịsị rie ya. Okay, ọkwa nwanne anyị nwaanyị at least e wetara ọkwa nwanne anyị nwaanyị ka asị na o so wee nwere the bank. Na enyi if you echo na amacha, mana ego ndị mmadụ ka o ji amacha, ha na-egogharị real estate, na-egogharị property everywhere, na-ego na obodo dị iche iche. Also ban in Nigeria. Give Hamabundi is eager fly out. But I have nothing to say much. We will keep coming on this platform. I will give you the platform. Say everything you are capable to say. And remember, this platform don't romance word. You don't romance word. We hit it as it's supposed to be. Many people hate this platform because I don't, I am since 2019, I left Nigeria. 2009, I left Nigeria. I have go about almost 15 countries. And those countries, about 7 or 8 on it is a civilized. Work everywhere, job everywhere. But when you come to Nigeria, the road that is in Nigeria before I left, still like that. The electricity, no electricity, no water, nothing. If you go to village, they use all those criminal and gangs. They destroy our women, our mothers in our villages. Money is not everything. I never believe in money. I never love money. God, will be my witness. Those things is the material. As you bring this issue on Obinwannem television, what came into me first, it is your health, nothing more. I know how you feel because you put all your energy to make sure that this kind of progress arrive in Nigeria. As a Nigerian believer, as a Nigerian, we all are, then you want to make your country to be good. But today, the leaders, the judges, the governors, and the senators, all of them are there, destroying the effort of the ones that is trying to make the country to better. So I have to make everybody that watching us to know that wherever you are in the world, I want you to understand that even we that is in outside abroad, Nigeria is going to destroy a lot of innocent souls. It's not something that is, you can say, God forbid, Jesus will help, or those things. Those things is nonsense. You cannot even make this world. Well, Trump believe in Jesus and destroy a lot of things in North. Did the Trump believe in Jesus and go to Venezuela and take president there? All those things. You people have made your land to become a mockery land. But we, Igbo people, say we don't want. We are agitating for Biafra government so that we can help ourselves, because Nigeria don't have right to stop us. They don't have right. But our governors, our senators that are enjoying by the corruption, they are supporting it. Stone, me and Stone is here in Germany. He have been here more than 20 to 30 years. But he's the one that's going to explain you since you are here. Is there anybody disturbing you? Is there anybody that is holding your money? Where I'm working, since I have been working in Germany, I have been here 3 years. There is no company can hold you. There is no bank can hold you. There is no anybody can hold you. Even 1 cent. It can never, because it is a very, very, very dangerous when you take the person in the court. They will pay damage because it will going to affect your soul, affect your health. Germany people, that is why I believe that they support the human rights. You cannot sleep. You cannot do anything as you used to do it before, because your mind will not be settled. That is what Nigeria government love, to put you in a pressure that you will do something that you will do so that they will use it against you. Imagine the judge on his back. Where is this kind of thing happening? You kidnap him from Kenya, you do everything and make sure that you pay everybody. Even Facebook we are using today, they paid the Facebook so that people like us saying we will not go viral. All those things is what they have already planned and be doing in our people's life. But I call on all my people, all Igbo people, to wake up. Let us fight for justice and let us speak for on behalf of our brother and call the Zenith Bank. So the Zenith Bank have to do the needful before it go beyond this one we are doing. You may be thinking that nobody is watching. You may be thinking that we don't have much people that are watching. But one person that is interested in this case can close everything about Bank of Nigeria. For me, my brother Stone say we are not here to do maybe talk anything against of anybody, this and that. Yes, to respect, to be the diplomat. But if the case keep going as it going since 2014, in due time, we will show the Zenith Bank in another pattern. We used to do freedom fighting, because I'm a human rights activist, by registered and by recognized by international community. And I don't care for anybody unless my brother is not strong. Because when I start doing my own thing in my own way, the whole Nigerians, even we're supposed to even reporting all the embassies, because this is not a case of childish. It's a case that every Igbo people need to come out and shut Nigeria down, because we need this money. We need to help our people. We need to make our land to be good. There is no way we can have this kind of money in the Zenith Bank, where we say it's a private company. But now they collude with the Nigeria government and Nigeria judges and make sure that my brother is suffering. It is not going to be allowed. Thank you so much. My brother, Mr. Stone, Mr. Emmanuel Ikena, if you have anything to say, go ahead. Okay. I don't know if Ezeibekwe, are you still with us here?
Yes.
Okay, if you are still with us, then you can say something before I go to Stone. We are summarizing it immediately because we already reached 1 hour, as we always agreed. Go ahead and use 2 minutes to give your own understanding.
I think Mr. Ikenna should continue. I will talk later in 2 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Ikenna Stone, go ahead and say.
So, my people, it's been a wonderful evening. The PowerPoint is made here, and my strong message is going to two particular and generally to us as indeed. So, one message in the business world, as it concerns Owigs and Obigs, in everything is leadership. We call out Princess Adora Umoji as the GMD and CEO of Zenith Bank. Whoever is the owners of Zenith Bank, they call one Mr. Ovier, they should please take note of this issue and come immediately around the table for us to resolve this matter, because it's the same similarity. I am talking to her as a point of contact in the business world and the marginalization they are doing to us. Then the version if so who is on top there is for the one is down. Let the one who is down not pull the ladder, and let the one who is not on top not fall on top of the one who is still down. So we must uphold one another. That corrupt system, that is everything about Nigeria. That is why it's not me saying it. The leaders and the makers of the World Index of both corruption, both terrorism, and and all of it. The United States, they mentioned it that Nigeria is becoming not becoming it, but Trump said it's a disgraced nation. These are the things that bring about that disgrace, because we don't know how to explain this to the international community. That so this is why we are calling her out to take that position of leadership. It's not just good enough to celebrate you. He came to this position as the GMD and a CEO at Zenith Bank. And then such issue or such a thing will happen to one of our own. And we are also referencing to the leadership in Igbo land, because the similarity, there's every similarity in this case with the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, it's lingering about the same time, almost 10 years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know about it and his trial, and how corrupt judgment, which is embarrassing the entire Nigerian nation and judiciary before the rest of the world. They are calling them out. The international judiciary world are calling them out. Their own bar association are calling them out. These are the act of corrupt judges. So here under Obinwannem, we are calling on the leadership of the Southeast, especially the Southeast governors. However they did it, we know it. It was process of kangaroo judiciary process, from obtaining what do you call it? Kangaroo from obtaining a court injunction, just court injunction. There was no due process of trial to have established a point of reference to declare IPOB a terrorist organization at that point in time. But our own brothers, our own people, brought court injunction and declared all of us, me and you, terrorists. And since then, they have been pursuing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if not that the banner of the Lord is over his choosing. They would have deleted him. But this is the point we are now. It was the same corrupt judgment. We call on this leadership, the governor. They have been exposed since. And even the center cannot hold anymore. It is left for them to now move faster and see that they do everything possible to make sure that all these anomalies are corrected, to let my people go, to free also Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm also talking to Igbos general. Igbo, like Moses, not just that we are spiritual Israelites, but Moses that have a staff in their hand, yet they are complaining that there's Red Sea before them. Igbos have the business world, the network of the business world in our hand, so that if we stand with this slogan, one for all and all for one, no one, absolutely no one, can marginalize against any one of us. I experienced it when I tried to post this, the verbum for this our program, to create awareness in other platforms. One platform, Igbo PLC, the Immobilian investment platform. The admin deleted it before asking me why, what is it for? You say, why? You deleted it before asking me what is it for. Then it concerns this our brother with this case with Zenith Bank. Then they say, no, they are discussing only about investment of their hard-earned money. This is just to tell you about the mentality of the Igbo man that have destroyed us. I say, okay, you are discussing only about how to invest your hard-earned money, because it's all about investing in immobilian and how to, and if they show you the number, both home and diaspora, of chief, doctor, professor, multitude Igbos in this platform, and you made this point. Now, if along the line I'm investing that my hard-earned money, and there comes up a crisis like that of Owigs, and between Owigs and the Zenith Bank, are we going to say it doesn't concern us? So these are the attitude of the Igbo people that makes the world. We don't observe the Sabbath. We don't observe that holiness of the choosing. Because indeed of us is written in the book of life. Go and read Numbers 14 today. The glory have descended. So what we speak here is an edict unto the people. So we pass a message to them. So those who have joined us, let us share this message and make sure that it gets to the topmost. Or should these four elements shall bless them that bless us and curse them that curse us. Fight against them that fight against us. You can take that cognizance from the point of what is happening to the foundation of spiritual Egypt, bondage in Nigeria. Since that 12/12/121/267, I was born in IDP camp, that they denied the red water for innocent 5 million. Till now, they are still swearing in the name of God that there's no genocide. Now that the sword even turned against those tribes, that we are willing vessels to come to annihilate Chineke, the Biafrans then. And the look at it, the way it happened with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those who manipulated those judiciary and the process of sending this messenger that you have never pictured with one, that is to tell you how corrupt Nigeria is. They harden their heart because that is their own primary mission, to try to cause whom the Lord have blessed. I want to remind our people that we are indeed that spiritual Israelites, and the appointed time has come. The land is very potent. So please let us walk in one accord. Once we uphold that slogan, as we have here at Obinwannem worldwide, and under New Rangers, you all shall witness that we have already set in a new range.
Ndewo. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
ka summarize before I gaba n'iru Mr. Ezeibekwe.
Okay.
Or maybe before you chief Emeka Okorie. You make a gun
you can go on.
No, he can. No. Let him go on. Let him go on.
Okay, Ibekwe, go on.
Yes, I just returned home now, because I was in the train, so I couldn't be able to be audible to speak. So I heard everything you people said. It's very nice of our plan. But for me, I don't have much thing to say about Nigerians in this moment. My focus now is about this Zenith Bank, on the how we can be able to work together and to achieve the goals about these particular issues, because many of us have been in this situation. They have nobody to speak for them. Many died in pain. They have nobody to talk for them. So the reason why we oppose this on internet, online, so that people will see the evidence, and why I am involved is also that I am the MD of Christel Foundation. I merged with Obinwannem's foundation. I'm happy that we all are together in this moment. So when we have to draft this letter, to the Zenith Bank, because I personally will make this letter, prepare every document needed when I got every evidence I need before I will raise the campaign of this, because we need to make we need to make a steady campaign that will make Zenith Bank to call off this, because it looks like we can, as we may not do anything, but there is something I'm telling you that we can do about it. So I am happy to have you people on the on this program, and I also apologize for not coming back to home because of my job. So I thank you all for the time. And Mr. Emeka Okorie, the most important thing in your life now, it is your health. Your health. Don't think too much about this. It is a program. It is something that everybody knows the system. We know the system, but I don't want to be always saying about it. So focus on your health, and we need when we have the things we need, we have to run our campaign steady online, and the Zenith Bank must feel it. So thank you very much for today's program.
Thank you so much for your time also. And because of our time in a nutshell, I just appreciate everyone. And furthermore, I just want to still say this. There is still a lot to say and to review about what happened between us and the bank. All cannot be done in the same program. As time unfolds, a lot of things are going to come out. And also, I still want to say this too, because I feel it can help our campaign. Business, as we have it, knows no boundary. International business knows no tribe, knows no culture. Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Ghana, Cotonou, America, we are one under business law. Now, this particular international transaction was subject to what they call uniform customs and practice. The uniform customs and practice is a trade law that brought the entire world together. Nigeria is a member. That means Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, we are member nation. Ghana is there, America is there, Japan, all the whole world. We are one under that business law that governs the parties that are engaged in the business. So in saying this, it is injustice for a member. Like rightly said, injustice for one is injustice for all. So this is the issue here now. I want us to embrace every culture, every nation in this matter, because there is an injustice against uniform customs. They call it uniform customs because all nations came together to form the rules and regulations that govern this particular contract, because it was not a normal contract, you know. So it is all nations that came together as one. So I want us, to actually take a cognizance of that, so that we'll bring every person together, so that we will not be misunderstood that, maybe it's like business for only Igbos. Yes, no, it is for all, injustice for all, because it is international business, not a Nigerian business. It's not a local business. It's international, subject to UCP rules 600, uniform customs and practice. So we all members, we're all involved, with all impact us, and we will feel this pain. So it's on that note, they will draw up global voices, whether they are Hausas and run business, because business has no boundary, Yoruba, whosoever, human being, any business person is part of this matter. And they must join hands together to fight this injustice, because it's going to affect and haunt every business person, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria that has anything business to do with Nigeria is going to hunt them. If it's not addressed, even the government itself is still going to hunt the government because it will create a irreparable damage in the image of that government. And even us as a black people, as race, Africa, it will impact us, our collective image as a people, as Africans. Why? Will a judgment that allows a bank to collect money to do a job and not do it? Where do you find such judgments in the world? So it affects every human being in the world. Because this contract is not only Nigeria, Singapore is there. China is involved. Spain is involved. What's the record about Nigeria? The foreign broker that brokered this contract is from Singapore. What is the impression? So it has to be inclusive in our discussion. So we can draw the global attention because it involves everyone now in this matter. Thank you, my people.
Yes, another thing is that you need to send this every information on the paper. I need to have them because I need to study every document, the contract of everything. I have to take time so that I will know how I can be able to prepare my own later. Because before we run any campaign, listen to me. This is something both Nigeria, both internationally, no. Before we want to do anything, we always need a good evidence. So before we run any campaign against Zenith Bank, we need to attach this with a written draft letter that will reach to the Zenith Bank in Abuja. I make it official. We have to send it both with envelope over this before we will start to run this campaign. It's very important for us because when we all is clear.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Time adrozi. Okwute onwere ife nwere ike ikwu because time adịgo against us.
Yes, Ezeibekwe. So, and Mr.
Nke a adịmanụkwu ị na-ekwu amarakwa m onye kpatara ya.
Okay. So, Oshinokwe Amaka, he has spoken very well. He made PowerPoints, and we upload that. And like I said before, this program we're going to run it now till the program number 2, calling them to respond to this issue, come to our table for dialogue. And within that process of time, we'll be implementing the idea of Ezeibekwe to make sure we reach out in a written form to the headquarters at Abuja. Before then, we can start the campaign. In Lagos. The campaign is one for all and all for one. We use all our network internationally within the human rights community and business world to inform them about this issue and get results.
Sure.
And also Igbos as Igbos, because this call Obinwannem Foundation New Rangers is to set a new range for the Igbos. We are here on a divine altar. We are on a divine mission. One for all for one. Igbo ọbụla o metụtara nwafọ Igbo ọbụla ofe ahụ dọwalugbo ka anyị wee chighara na mbụ anyị chee ya mmụnwa wepụta ọnụ sịga as the Lord liveth wee kwuo and invoke the power and the authority of these 4 elements of life. They represent Afanana Zonana. The man who talk God. So Yamala Mala Manori, Mara Mana Kwa.
So I want to say
Gagazie na ụmụnne m ọdụgo ka ọ ga-adị Igbo bụ Igbo ndị ọma na-ege m ntị ekenekwa m n'ọzọ wee na-asị ụnụ afụgo today anyị emechago program nke ụbọchị taa Zenith Bank na ndị otu ya ụnụ amarụgonu na ọ bagokwa na egwu ikorobịa unu mara ihe unu ga-eme unu emewekwa ya because corruption dị na Nigeria ekwurozi anyị mara ife na-eme amarozi ndị dị right na ndị dị wrong, but nwanne anyị nwoke nọ here to prove that ihe ọbụla bụ ife a ga-eme ka onye ọbụla mara ife ndị Zenith Bank merie na ya dị ready. And the worst part bụ na o jego na international human rights, and o jegokwa na AU, African Union, and o jegokwa na United Nations, o report siga ebe a notago master ịma Nigeria ihe ọbụla bụ ife ha chọrọ irite, ha nwere ike ijide ego demand sef wee chọọ case. But if I na-promise Zenith Bank bụ na ọ bụrụ matter of ịbịa online, because now everybody working in that Zenith Bank is involved. They have been threatening the life of this man by holding his own wealth, claiming that because government is behind them, there is nothing will happen. But let's leave it like this. You people have heard it from horse's mouth. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing this post, this live program, so that it will get the Zenith Bank manager, get the Zenith Bank owner, and so that they will do the needful. We are not here to, to say what we don't know, but I believe that we are all on this mess. Whether it affects you today or affect you tomorrow, we are all on this mess. Nigeria have become a problem to all the citizens of Nigeria. But it is good that citizens of Nigeria also wake up to demand their right before it go beyond in control. I will not say much rather than this. All the medias of Nigeria, keep supporting evil until evil get all of you. By the special grace of Chukwu Okeke and Okeke Edigwe Kenu Wamono Ye Kerie. Chukwu anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ Chukwu omemgbe onyere dibịa, Chukwu omemgbe onyere pastor, Chukwu omemgbe onyere nne na nna, Chukwu omemgbe onyere ife niile o kere eke na nwa na ọnya bụ ezi iche. Anyị nwabụ ụmụ Chukwu. Ife ọbụla anyị kwuru na-eme. Ife ọbụla mbụbata na platform a na-eme. Ana ọnya mee nji bụrụ onye eziokwu wee ruo echi. Everything. We are talking about human rights. Give everybody their right, because we are all equal in the face of God. And I thank you all. And I say, we are going to sign out from all the way from Hamburg, Germany. See you people next time. If we are going to come tomorrow, we are going to share flyer. If we will not come, we are going to also share information about the next program. And I may come back tomorrow or next so that we can continue where we stop. And we are cooking for some certain things that we are going to use to let the whole world knows about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case, Simon Ekpa case, and also how we can be free from dungeon of Nigeria. We are cooking it very, very strong. Very soon, all the German Biafrans, the German Igbo people, we are going to come together to push it to the next level. I promise you people that. Very soon, you people will hear from me, because I am not sleeping because of the situation that is going on in Nigeria. We have the capacity to rebuild our home without Nigeria authority, without Nigeria government. That is why I'm pleading all the Igbo people, those that are doing evil, to repent. Those that are doing well, keep on. We are going to achieve our goal on our life, not on our dead. So thank you, and God bless you as I'm signing out from Germany. Thank you.
Obinwannem Global Cultural Movement Foundation. Our mission: to restore the honor and dignity of Igbo nation and its citizens. To restore the pride of Ndi Igbo through the re-establishment of our self-esteem in the true spirit of love and support for one another. to ensure that our past trials and tribulations are turned into a glorious future, to rebuild the strength of Ndigbo through her bond of unity, to ensure that Igbo nation reinvent herself and get back on track in order to regain her pride of place in the world, to reinvigorate the ingenuity of Ndigbo through self-rediscovery and self-actualizations, to see that no Igbo child or citizen is left behind in the grand scheme of things. For inquiries, call Director Chineke Ugwu Okechukwu, Ukraine on +380 975 221413.
With over 87 million people living in extreme poverty in Nigeria, corruption and poor governance only worsen the situation. That's why Caregivers International Corporation, an American-based organization, is committed to making a difference. We prioritize helping the poor and vulnerable in the 5 Igbo states: Abia, Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo, providing aid to those in need, empowering youth through development programs, and promoting accountability in governance. We believe that those in power must be held responsible for their actions. That's why we'll take any governor to the highest court of law if they abuse their power or engage in corrupt practices even after they've left office. Join us in our mission to create positive change. Follow us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and Telegram at Caregivers International Corporation. Together, we can build a brighter future for the vulnerable populations. Signed, Chief Daniel Chika, Chairman, CEO, Caregivers International Corporation.
ụmụ Igbo, ọ bụrụ na ị na-ege anyị ntị n'onu ma na-ekiri ozi ọma nke anyị na-ewetara unu na ozi ndụmọdụ na ịgbazi ọnụ nke anyị na-ewetara unu, biko ka ị na-esonyere anyị na YouTube, na-esonyekwara anyị na Instagram maọbụ na Twitter maọbụ na Facebook na webụsaịtị nke ndị Obinwannem, ka anyị wee na-ezinye abụ ozi ka o si wee kwesị dị na-adị, maka na oge erugo mgbe anyị ga-ebupụta ihe nke njirimara Igbo na asụsụ Igbo na omenala Igbo na ihe gbasara ndị Igbo niile n'ụwa niile, ọkacha ihe anyị na-achọ bụ Biafra. Ị ga na-afụkwanye abụ ozi ka ọ ga na-abịa. Ị na-esonyere anyị, ị ga na-ama mgbe anyị tụpụtara gị ozi nke dị mkpa iyi amara, ma wee marakwa ihe ị ga-eme ngwa ngwa ka emeghara ọdachi.